Hello everybody, and welcome back. Last time we explored the Great Western Sea and we obtained a couple of gin and salmons on the way. And we also tried to reach the town of Prox, but unfortunately we have a gigantic ice wall that is currently obstructing our way. This time we're going to head back to the Great Western Sea and see what we can do about this obstacle. So for now let's actually head back. And unfortunately, even though the ship has been upgraded, it is still quite slow. So let's quickly take care of these. And maybe we'll run into the two new enemies that we can encounter in the northern reaches. If we somehow manage to avoid them, well, that's okay, because we will run into them in another dungeon. And pierce that. Nice. So, we're here. I think this might be a good opportunity to go over something that I forgot to mention. But then again, the game also forgot to mention. We have an item right here, which is the black crystal, and it says controls the ancient ship. So it pretty much works the same as the one that we were using on Pierce's ship. And this is what Isaac was using to control Bobby's ship. But yet Isaac's ship is nowhere to be found. There are a couple of possible theories as to what happens with it, but I'm going to ignore that until much later. But yeah, other than that, Isaac never mentions his ship being missing or anything of the sort. I understand, since we already have our own ship, and since it is upgraded, it is better than Bobby's, but still, it is a bit odd that it is never mentioned at all. Okay, so we're almost out. Well, there we have one of the new enemies. This is the Grand Chimera. It is level 34. It has 313 HP, 28 synergy, 336 attack, 109 defense, 168 agility, and 27 lag. It has a Venus and Jupiter resistance of 100, a Mars resistance of 175, and a Mercury resistance of 25. And it has a Venus elemental power of 95 and a Mars elemental power of 115. It normally yields 396 experience points, which then become 514 if we finish it off with a Mercury gin. It drops 300 coins, which then become 390, and there is a 1 in 64 chances that then become a 1 in 16 that it will drop a Mist potion. As for its commands, it has the basic attack, the Rapid Fang, Mad Dash, Fire Breath and Recovery, monster skills, and finally the Eruption synergy. So yeah, with that we have one new enemy here, but since we are about to leave, I think we will most likely end up missing the other one. Alright, there we go. Right. Alright, here. Alright, so we cannot proceed any further. But we do have a small island here. And if we apply the same logic that we use when exploring the Great Eastern Sea, we may be able to obtain some information. So we're going to head here next. And since it is fairly close, I'm just going to fly there. Alright, here we are at the Cold Island, and we have a Mercury gin. But before we go and get it, I want to quickly set up a shortcut for the Mind Read synergy. If you want to cross the glaciers of the Northern Sea, you'll need magma balls. They come from volcanoes, but the best place to get them is Magma Rock, to the south. Interesting. The people of Lo have a legendary weapon called a cannon that fires magma balls. That is supposed to be how they cross the frozen wastes, but it sounds like a tall tale. A long time ago, we used to trade with a village named Prox to the north of us. But the sea freezes in winter, and over time it just became impossible to get there. The northern sea is thick with icebergs in the winter. They can sink a boat in an instant. Alright, so we got a ton of information there. Apparently, we may need to get a cannon from the people of Loa, and we might also need magma balls from Magma Rock, which also happens to be the one elemental dungeon that we were missing, so quite lucky. Anyways, let's go ahead and get that apple with catch. And before we leave, let's go and get that mercury gene. So we have a fairly straightforward sliding puzzle here. Alright. Pierce found a mercury gene gel. Alright, so let's go over gel. His battle effect is that it deals a mercury based attack that is equal in power to the user's physical attack with a 50% damage increase, and it may lower the target's attack by 25%. As for the set stat bonus that it provides, it gives a +9 to base HP, +5 to base attack, and +2 to base agility. But, even more important, now that we have, well, technically 16 gene of every element, I think it's time that we actually go over the second rank of the Ninja, Dragoon, Medium, and Ranger classes. So let's go in that order, shall we? So for the Ninja, the Venus and Mars adepts can now reach the second rank, the Disciple. They receive a 20% boost in HP and then a 10% boost in every other stat aside from luck, and they have unlocked a couple of new synergies. Some simply by level and others by rank. The new one that has been unlocked by rank is the upgraded version of Death Plunge, called Death Leap, which is a Jupiter-based attack with an additional 110 points of damage, and it may stun the target. It has a cost of 22 synergy and a range of 1, so a fantastic move. And there's another one that I actually want to highlight, which is called Annihilation. This one is merely unlocked by level. It is a Venus-based attack with a 1.5 multiplier, and it may kill the target instantly. And there's something I want to mention about how it is visualized in combat. So Annihilation is usually represented by a swift attack on the enemy, and then a kanji appears on screen. And depending on whether the insta-kill effect applies, the kanji will be different. If the enemy is killed instantly, the kanji that appears is the kanji for Korosu, which means to kill. If the effect does not apply, then the kanji is the one for, and I apologize for my pronunciation, Horobiru, which means to ruin or destroy. So yeah, other than that, not much else to say about the ninja. Up next we have the Dragoon. Again, our Venus and Mars adepts can reach it, and they can now reach the second rank, the Templar. They receive again a 20% boost in HP and a 10% boost in every other stat aside from luck, and the only new synergy that they have unlocked is the upgraded version of Cutting Edge, Plume Edge, which we've gone over already. So up next we have the Medium class. The Mercury and Jupiter adepts can reach the Conjurer. They receive a 20% boost in HP and then a 10% boost in every other stat aside from luck, and by rank they have not unlocked any new synergies, so not much else to say there. And then finally we have the Ranger. The Mercury and Jupiter adepts can reach the new rank, the Bard. They receive a 20% boost in HP and then a 10% boost in every other stat aside from luck, and no new synergy has been unlocked. So again, not much to say about the Ranger either. Alright, so now that we are done with that, we will not be discussing any new ranks until we have reached level 56. But for now, we obtain a little bit more information regarding how to proceed through the Northern Sea. And actually, they mentioned south, that there's a town called Loho and possibly Magma Rock. And actually, if we draw a straight line in south from here, right here on the west side of Angara, we have a teeny tiny shore in which we can actually land. So we're going to head there. Alright, we're almost there. And yeah, we have a small shore and we have a town, which happens to be Loho. Welcome to Loho. We've been excavating all sorts of ores to get the metals inside. The metal used to make the ancient ruins may have come from these very rocks. We only settled here a short while ago, and we found all those ruins here. We named our settlement Law, but I have been wondering what it used to be called. So that's fairly interesting. It's possible that this town is not even called Law at all, but I don't think we'll ever know about that. Anyways, right here we have a mixture of an inn and an item shop. And I actually want to highlight one particular item, because we have a new artifact here. Right there. We have the Spirit Armlet. So let's quickly go over it, shall we? It has a defense boost of 38, and it has a couple of side effects. Simply by equipping it, it boosts Mercury and Venus power by 10 points, and it can be used from your inventory to pretty much replicate the effects of the elixir. But other than that, there's nothing else to say about the shop itself. We're a bit low on synergy, so I might take this opportunity to actually rest at the inn. Alright. And right there we have a Jupiter gem, but right now we can't do anything about it. And here we have the cannon that the old couple at Cold Island mentioned. Did you want this cannon? Yes. Well, if you can figure out a way to break down this wall, it's all yours. Alright, we figured out that you need to put a steel ball in there. But what do you do then? You can stick a ball in there just fine, but I don't think it will be coming out on its own. We brought the cannon up here to break down the old wall, but we don't have any ammunition. You can put metal balls in the barrel, but what makes them come out again? It looks a little like an old ballista, but the way it works is totally different. Alright, and as you can see right there, there's something hidden, or rather buried, but we will not be able to get it unless we find a way to smash the wall. And the answer may lay in magma rock, as we were told by the old couple. So unfortunately most of the items that we can obtain here are behind that wall, but there is actually one item that I believe we can get if we inspect this jar. No, is it the barrel? Yes. We got some crystal powder. Alright, so there's not much else to do here in Loho for now. So our next destination will have to be Magma Rock. And since supposedly they have been using the cannon to somehow reach the town of Prox, we can maybe infer that Magma Rock has to be somewhere around Loho. It can't be that far, so we're going to do a little bit of exploration along the shores of West Gondwana. Alright, let's see here. Let's just follow the river and see if we can find anything. Nothing. Alright, there we have something. And here we have the Gondwana settlement. Don't tell me. You're here to solve the riddle of the rock? Sure. I don't want to scare you, but I think you should reconsider. Even the warriors who survive to make it back do so by the skin of their teeth. The mountain is called Magma Rock, and it is cursed. No one's supposed to go up there. Alright, so Magma Rock has to be somewhere near here. And actually there are a couple of hidden items here at the Gondwana settlement. So I'm going to quickly set up a shortcut for reveal. Right here we have... I don't know why, but we have a lucky medal. The only possible reason I can think of as to why the game keeps giving us lucky medals at this point is maybe to get the Crown of Glory, because we will get other items that actually provide a passive synergy recovery, but most of them can only be equipped by female party members. So that has to be the reason, because otherwise most of the equipment, even the Hestia Blade and the Mighty Axe, are hopelessly outclassed. Let's see. Well, speaking of items that the game is for whatever reason still giving us, we got some Stardust that will be sold immediately. But anyway. So if we check the map, we're actually fairly close to Gibombo. We're not that far from it. Can we still progress with our ship? Or... yeah. Alright, let's see. And we have what kinda looks like a path laid out here. And if we follow it, it should lead us somewhere. Well, there we are. There we have Magma Rock. And yeah, it was pretty much almost right next to Gibombo. Anyways. Here we are at Magma Rock. And seeing as how this is of course the last elemental dungeon, and Isaac and his party never got to actually climb any of these, I think I'm going to put them up front. Let's see, there we go. And luckily we will be needing the lift scene, so let's get to it right away. And once again we have the Moai heads. In this case they're just spewing fireballs into each other's mouths. Okay. And also, similar to Gaia Rock, we can just head inside straight away. Unfortunately we can't do anything else other than that, but here we have a chest. And it is of course a mimic. This one is level 38, I believe. It has 936 HP, 80 synergy, 364 attack, 114 defense, 210 agility and 18 lag. Its elemental stats are the same as any other mimic. It normally yields 1500 experience points, which then become 1950 if we finish it off with a Mars Gene. It drops 726 coins, which then become 943, and it has a guaranteed drop of an apple. As for its commands, it has a basic attack, the Debilitate, Sidedrain, Sleep, Curse and Condemn synergies, and its new move is the Stone Spire synergy, which is a Venus-based attack with a power rating of 160, a cost of 22 synergy and a range of 3. So in order to speed things along, I'm going to put Jenna here so that we can take it out quickly. And let's see, what can we do here? Let's use Petra. And let's just go on a full offensive with everyone else. And what can I even do? Let's use Zephyr, why not? Okay, so it was double stunned, I guess. And now let's use ground to actually stun him yet again. And then torch and cannon. That should take him out, hopefully. Alright. Alright, now that we are done with that, first let's get all our Jin back. And then let's get Mia back on the main party. There we go. Alright, so yeah, we are going to have to do the climb, nonetheless. And the only real Mars synergy that we have, if we don't count Parch, even though it's a weird mixture of a Mercury and Mars, would be Burst. So I'm going to quickly set up a shortcut for it, and this is pretty much how the Moai heads work in Magma Rock. Oh. So, on the topic of music, when comparing, for example, the themes of Magma Rock and, let's say, Aqua Rock, while Aqua Rock seems more like a relaxing tune, Magma Rock always seemed like a more of an epic one. And it is honestly one of my favorite songs in the Golden Sun series. Anyways, right here we have a Moai head that works a bit different. It kinda works on a timer, and it sends a lava stream that we can use to reach further heights. Alright, and here we have two new enemies. First off, we have the Raging Rock. It is level 33, it has 186 HP, 20 synergy, 312 attack, 180 defense, 173 agility and 6 lag. It has a Venus and Jupiter resistance of 100, a Mars resistance of 193, and a Mercury resistance of 25. And it has a Venus elemental power of 95 and a Mars elemental power of 125. It normally yields 401 experience points, which then become 521 if we finish it off with a Mercury gene. It drops 209 coins, which then become 271, and there is a 1 in 32 chances that then become a 1 in 8 that it will drop a Bile. As for its commands, it has the basic attack, the Headbutt and Dynamite monster skills, and the Fiery Blast synergy. And then the other new enemy is the Wise Griffin. It is level 34, it has 297 HP, 33 synergy, 367 attack, 111 defense, 215 agility, and 18 lap. It has a Venus resistance of 152, a Mars resistance of 72, a Jupiter resistance of 48, and a Mercury resistance of 110. And it has a Jupiter elemental power of 110 as well. It normally yields 487 experience points, which then become 633 if we finish it off with a Jupiter gene. It drops 320 coins, which then become 416, and there is a 1 in 64 chances that then become a 1 in 16 that it will drop a Psy Crystal. As for its commands, it pretty much has the same commands as the Wild Griffin. The basic attack, Twin Beaks and Wing Stroke monster skill, and the Bind synergy. And we get to go first, so let's quickly take care of them. Alright. So, is there something if I go down through here? No. It was just the shortcut. Never mind that. Alright. Here we have a growth sprout. Since I don't want to mess up Garrett and Ivan's gene, I'm going to do that with Felix and Jenna and set up a shortcut for growth, since we're going to be using it a bit more throughout Magma Rock actually. Again, we have the same enemies. There we have the Twin Beaks monster skill. And there we go. Nope, I can't go up here yet. And I believe that before we go up the binds here, we actually have to go... Actually, before we do anything else, if we go down here, I think we can get a chest. Yeah. And we got an oil drop. I guess it's appropriate, seeing where we are. And right here we have 2 binds. I believe you only actually need to use one. And I think it's this one? Nope, I got it wrong. But before we do anything else, okay, here we have a new enemy. This is a Lich. It is level 33. It has 187 HP, 30 synergy, 305 attack, 81 defense, 146 agility, and 22 lap. It has a Venus elemental resistance of 127, a Mars and Mercury resistance of 100, and a Jupiter resistance of 72, and it has a Venus elemental power of 100. It normally yields 401 experience points, which then become 521 if we finish it off with a Jupiter gene. It drops 330 coins, which then become 429, and there is a 1 in 128 chances that then become a 1 in 32 that it will drop a Psy Crystal. As for its commands, it has the basic attack, the Nettle, Hunt, Curse, and Condemn synergies. and we actually caught by surprise. Did it work? Alright, it did not. So we're fine. We'll just take him out with regular attacks. There we go. Alright. Alright, now let's actually use growth here. And let's clear this out of the way. And we cannot actually climb any further because we are blocked by a stump, so we have to go this way. And right here I believe that we actually want to drop down in this one. Well, at least if we want to get the chest, which contains 383 coins. Nope, wrong one. I kinda wish that the timer simply stopped as soon as you're on top of the Moai head, that way you didn't have to wait so long. Because it can drag a bit sometimes. But anyways. Still no other new enemies. Even though there are still a couple more to see at the at least at the exterior section of Magma Rock. Alright, so I believe right now I actually want to drop down here. Yep, there we go. And let's use Slash. And now this is actually a fairly easy part. We just have to hurry a bit. So don't take the first drop, that is actually a trap. We actually want to drop down right here, because otherwise you'll be at the very bottom, and I think you might still be able to make it, but it'll be fairly close. Alright, let's clear this out of the way. And I believe that I actually want to go up through here. Now we have a chest right there, but we can't get it just yet. Alright, let's see what to do. Okay, I remember. So right here, we actually want to push this stump all the way to the side. At first there doesn't seem to be a particular reason, but you'll see soon enough. Because now I'll get to it as soon as we kill the Wise Griffin. There we go. Now we can jump back and forth and the pillar will collapse. Alright. Well, finally it appears. So, this one, as well as the Grand Chimera, was the other enemy that we could have encountered in the northern reaches. and this is actually one of the most valuable enemies in the game, and you'll see why in a moment. Here we have a Phoenix. It is level 33, it has 281 HP, 80 synergy, 344 attack, 112 defense, 243 agility and 31 luck. It has a Venus and Jupiter resistance of 100, a Mars resistance of 193, and a Mercury resistance of 25, and it has a Mars elemental power of 125. It normally yields 3,750 experience points, which then become 4,875 if we finish him off with a Mercury gene. That is an insane amount of synergy for any normal enemy. It pretty much rivals a ton of bosses. And it normally drops 286 coins, which then become 371. And there is a 1 in 64 chances that then become a 1 in 16 that it will drop a Water of Life. As for its commands, it has a basic attack, the Regen Dance, which actually revives a fallen ally monster, and if you happen to run into, say, 2 Phoenixes, you can actually take advantage of this to have more than to maybe take out 3 or 4 in the same battle. Then it has the Fire Dance monster skill, which is a Mars-based attack with a 1.3 multiplier, and then the Fiery Blast, Inferno, and Supernova synergies, and finally the Flee command. And also, even though it is just a random monster, it actually gets to take 2 actions per turn. So yeah, the Phoenix is one of the best enemies in the game, based on the fact that it deals a ridiculous amount of XP, and it is one of the best enemies to actually use to level up. And in fact, this is only the first enemy in the Phoenix family, meaning that there are better versions of it. But for now, let's see if we can actually take him out before he escapes. Oh, god damn it. Well, now you see one of the issues that it actually has. It will try to run away. Well, I'm sure we'll have another chance later to actually take him out. Right, so... Well, speaking of, here we have yet another new enemy. This is a Little Death. It is level 33, it has 222 HP, 40 synergy, 335 attack, 108 defense, 191 agility and 30 luck. It has a Venus resistance of 127, a Mars and Mercury resistance of 100, and a Jupiter resistance of 72, and it has a Mars elemental power of 85. It normally yields 420 experience points, which then become 546 if we finish it off with a Jupiter gene. It drops 273 coins, which then become 354, and there is a 1 in 64 chances that then become a 1 in 16 that it will drop a Theotokos, which I'll go into detail after the battle. As for its commands, it has the basic attack and the Supernova, Curse and Condemn synergies. And it is accompanied by a Phoenix and a Leech. So, let's see if we can actually prevent the Phoenix from running away, and anyone else can just use their best moves. Although, now that I realize it, the Phoenix might still run away nonetheless, because that only removed one of its actions. Alright, we managed to kill it. There we go. We got 4,571 experience points. That's insane. Anyways, let's go over the Theotokos. It has a defense boost of 33, and it can be used from your inventory to simulate the Fire Breath monster skill. And also, as opposed to the Orafuku mask with the Grizzle gave us, this one can only be worn by male party members. So yeah, not a bad item to get. But before we proceed any further, I actually want to get the chest that we saw way back, because it actually has quite a valuable item. Here we got a Salamander Tail. Alright. A Fiery Lizard's Tail, forgeable. So yeah, similar to the Dragon Skin and Orialcon, this is also a forgeable material, and it actually gives us a bunch of items. At least 3 of which are weapons, and 2 of them actually are purely elemental weapons, meaning that even their basic attacks are aligned to a particular element. In this case is Mars. Anyways, let's go over the 3 weapons, shall we? The Apollo's Axe has an attack boost of 158 Mars, its unleash is called Flare Burst, it deals 54 extra Mars damage and it may restore HP by the amount of damage dealt. The Burning Sword has an attack boost of 157 Mars, its unleash is called Blaze Rush, it deals 54 extra Mars damage and it may lower the target's defense by 25%. The Salamander Rod has an attack boost of 156, its unleash is called Fire Dance, it deals 51 extra Mars damage and it may lower the target's attack by 25%. Alright, on to the other items. First off we have the Arda Robe, which has a defense boost of 44 and it has two side effects. It boosts Mars resistance by 40 points and it boosts Mars power by 20 points. And then we have the Flame Shield. It has a defense boost of 44 and it boosts Mars resistance by 60 points. So fairly decent actually, and well, if you compare any piece of equipment to the Orichalcon it's going to come up short, but for this point in the game and considering that the Orichalcon is kinda hard to come by, it's not bad. The Salamander Tail is fairly useful. Alright, let's take out the Little Death. And I have a level up, nice. And I just realized that I have to set Petra back. Alright, and right here, even though it seems that there are more than one route, we don't have any of the hidden stoneheads that we saw back at the Gaia Rock. At least not in this particular section. So it's simply about waiting. Alright, here we are. I'm going to ignore that for now. And right there we have, similar to the Aqua Rocks on the Apogee Islands and, well, Aqua Rock, we have what I don't think it's ever given a proper name, so it would either be a Firestone or whatever, but we can actually interact with it. And now we have created a proper entrance into Magma Rock. Alright, here we are. So, we learned about the cannon in Law and we obtained the Mercury Gene gel, and we pretty much completed the exterior section of Magma Rock. I think that's more than enough for now. Next time we're going to finish up exploring Magma Rock and see what we can find there. See you guys